The Pastons by the Pastons. I'll explain that in a moment. This is a Folio Society edition. It comes with a slipcover. There's a bit of texture here on the slipcover. Mine has seen better days. Here's the cover itself. A Family in the Wars of the Roses. So this is a series of letters back and forth from the Paston family, well, within the Paston family. Let's have a look at, which was a family living in the 1400s. And what struck me the most in reading these letters was, well, first, I suppose, that the kinds of things they say that we all say to each other that seem very modern. I'm not talking about the language, which has been updated to be modern language. This would have been written in Middle English, and the editor of this book has updated the language so that it's can be read. There we go. Richard Barber. So the language itself is our language. But what I mean is the things that they say to each other, the content of what they're saying, the kinds of things that they think they should write about. There's a lot of it that's very, very similar to what we might say. But the times were very different, much more violent. And though there were courts and there was law and there was a sheriff, it's also the case that they seemed to be constantly in trouble, constantly at risk of losing what they had. Other people just coming in and taking it. Now this edition is ordered in a way so that there's a bit of a narrative, and there are some pieces taken out. This isn't a definitive, academic kind of book. If you want that, you have to go elsewhere. This one gives you some of their letters and gives you a bit of a narrative feel without very many notes. This painting called Woman in Red. It seems reasonable. So before the letters it's sort of broken up into little chapters where he sort of explains a little bit about what's happening. Okay, so threats to Sporle and Swainsthorpe. If you go somewhere else, you might see Sir John falls into disfavor. All right, and that kind of a thing. It's interesting. It's meant to be interesting, but it's not academic. It's not very long. There's not a lot to it. If you have some interest in the time and in what the people were like, this is, first-person accounts can't be beat. Especially when they don't know they're giving an account to historians. They're just writing to each other. So this is the Pastons in an edition by the Folio Society.